I'm Rick Kaler. Thanks for joining me. Well, since North Dakota is in North America, then South Dakota ought to be in South America, right? Well, at least that seemed logical to one of my friends back in kindergarten when she was just beginning to learn a thing called geography. Maybe she wasn't the only one, though, to use that logic. When I travel, I've become accustomed to being the only person from South Dakota. I once received a letter in the mail to Rick Kaler in South Dakota, S-O-U-T, little d-e, capital C-O-T-A. Now, from comments I hear, a lot of people seem to regard South Dakota as a third world country. Well, I'm a second-generation South Dakotan. I was born and raised in Rapid City, which is near the Black Hills in Mount Rushmore. While growing up, I heard over and over from friends and teachers, the local press, that to make anything in my life, I would someday need to go elsewhere. They said, to get a good education, to earn a good living, to ascend to the top of your field, you'll have to leave. Well, this assumption, I now realize, was a money script. The money script being, you can't make a good living in a small rural state. Now, fortunately for me, that particular money belief was not one that my parents shared. They seemed to think they were doing just fine in South Dakota, so I chose not to leave. Like a lot of South Dakotans, I did drop out of college. Like a lot of South Dakotans, I struggled for years to make ends meet and make my mortgage payments. Eventually, however, I went back to college. I obtained a master's degree in personal financial planning. I became the first certified financial planner in South Dakota. Eventually, I was able to earn an income that was equal to that any of my peers were earning nationwide. My South Dakota values helped me to spend far less than I earned and save enough to become financially independent at age 50. More recently, I've become known nationwide as a pioneer and thought leader in my field. I'm used to the exclamation, "Your work is so cutting edge, and where do you live?" I tell them I live in South Dakota. That's 2,000 miles west of New York City, 1,500 miles east of San Francisco, 1,200 miles north of Dallas, and directly south of North Dakota. Well, and they laugh. Then I tell them in South Dakota we have clean air, fast commutes, low crime, and friendly, hardworking people. I tell them in South Dakota we don't run budget deficits. We don't have an income tax. We don't have corporate tax. We don't have inheritance tax. In fact, we have the lowest taxes of any state in the union. I tell them in South Dakota we do have airports, we got indoor plumbing, and even the occasional sushi bar. We also have high-speed internet access, and one of the things that makes it possible for me to work with clients all over the country is technology. With audio and video conferencing, secure file sharing capabilities, and of course my trusty BlackBerry. Staying current with my profession and communicating with clients, well, it's never been easier. Can anyone make a good living in South Dakota? Well, obviously that depends to some extent on their career choices. We don't offer the same opportunities as larger industrial areas in technical, scientific, and engineering careers. Our salaries for teachers, to cite just one example, are among the lowest in the nation. Though, as a former member of the State Investment Council, I have to point out that our state retirement system is one of the best in the nation. In many fields, however, it's indeed possible to prosper in South Dakota. We have many creative entrepreneurs, hardworking small business owners, and dedicated employees who thrive here. Their belief, like mine, is South Dakota can be a good place to make a living and a great place to live. Thanks for listening.